Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. It's wonderful to be back home in the thick of things in US politics. And what we are seeing now, at least I and our guest that's going to be joining today is that there appears to be a maturity deficit in the minds of and the actions of many of the members of Congress or Senate, and we are seeing some outrageous statements coming without application of mind. And to talk a little bit more about this, let's meet Aditya Satsangi. Aditya, welcome to PGurus channel.
Yeah, hi, thank you. And thank you to all the viewers who are watching.
Right. So what we've been watching recently is this Pakistan is not able to understand what to do with the Article 370 abrogation. It's almost as if it's found it has got nothing that it can say as a narrative for its people, and now they are just keeping on, outraging about this, going and talking to every pillar and post, somehow saying that this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, except this is an internal matter of India. So what we do see is some delayed reactions, delayed fuses coming out. For instance, an outrageous statement by a member of Congress, Ro Khanna. I'm going to name these people because his tweet to me was total ignorance of what Hindutva was, or a Hindutva nation, or a Hindu nation that he was talking about. It seemed like a very unthought out remark, just done to appease some segment of his vote bank. So what do you make of this, Aditya? Not just him, but there are others too.
Yeah, first of all, Hindutva is in Hindi and Hinduism is in English. So that's the major difference. So they're the same words in any case. So anyone who is pitching Hindutva against Hinduism is trying to pitch Hindi against English, pretty much. The second thing about Ro Khanna is a loser. Ro Khanna should lose. And I don't know why he has been able to retain his seat despite being a Hindu Congress rep in the Congress, and probably the only one who doesn't speak for Hindus. So if any of his constituents are watching it, don't vote for him again, please.
I was very candid on your part. I mean, his constituency is one of the big cities. Fremont is almost divided three parts. One is Asian and the other two are white and Hispanic. So this is a very diverse populace, and he's probably banking on some vote bank. I think it was just really, very, very poor remark. Now let's move on to the others. There are more such instances, like for example, what Pramila Jayapal has said. Then also our favorite Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and then now Rashida Tlaib is also starting to outrage. And I really don't understand what context that they have about Kashmir before they start spouting venom on them.
Yeah. So 7th Congressional District of Washington State, please don't re-elect Pramila Jayapal. We are Hindu Americans, and we are appealing to all the Indian Americans not to vote for her, because she's also got onto the Qatar bandwagon. Okay. So Ro Khanna and Pramila both are on the Qatar bandwagon. We don't want you. If you are a Hindu, protect Hindu Americans. Now, coming back to Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, as you know, I have done a lot of research on them all the time. Now, with Rashida Tlaib, she is an open Hamas supporter. Open. Like, she's the one who said she gets calming feeling when Israeli soldiers are killed, or something like that, she said. I'm not quoting her verbatim, but she got a calming feeling. And so the 13th Congressional District of Michigan, who elected Rashida Tlaib, should be really concerned that their Congress rep doesn't spread lies. Now, coming back to India's article, removal of Article 370 and 35A from Kashmir today has brought deaths down to 0. There was only 2 incidents where Pakistani Islamic terrorists killed 2 innocent Kashmiri Muslims. Just note it down. They killed Muslims. So it's a Muslim on Muslims. Okay. So India is trying to spread the bloodshed of all Muslims, Hindus or Christians or Buddhists, because India is a country of laws, and the Prime Minister of India is very keen to have in the complete peace in Kashmir. Okay, so this is my message, Rashidat Lab. So if you're misinformed, you can contact PGurus, share, or me. We can talk to you more. And coming back to Ilan Omar,
yeah.
Ilan Omar, 5th Congressional District of Minnesota, Minneapolis. I am just really surprised that how did she get 78% of votes? I'm just surprised because we need to investigate that. Somebody needs to investigate that. That's another fraud that needs to be investigated.
Well, she is mired in a lot of controversies, and we'll see how it plays out. But one small takeaway for all those people who are saying that the Article 370 abrogation was wrong. If you say that, then understand what you are saying. What you're saying is it's okay for every Muslim man in the United States to marry 4 times. It's okay for the woman in the United States to not have rights to the property of her father or any other property. So this was a racist, bigoted law that was in existence for 70 years, and by doing away with it, Modi has restored parity. Please understand what happened in 1947. In 1947, many Hindus were uprooted from their homes, and they were forced to flee for their lives. And some of them made the mistake of settling into what is the modern day Jammu and Kashmir area. And lo and behold, 70 years went by, but none of these people could vote. They could work, but only in select professions. They couldn't get government jobs. They couldn't get any of the benefits that were available to the citizens of Jammu and Kashmir. So that wrong has been righted, finally. And now you're saying it is wrong? What is wrong with you guys? If you don't want to know, if you don't know your history, please feel free to contact us, and we will be happy to set right any of your doubts. But just spewing nonsense like this is just not on. We know who's funding you. We know, and we will make sure that the people know the truth before the 2020 elections.
Yeah. Now, one of the things, Sherji, one thing I would like to say is that Imran Khan, like you said when in the beginning of the show, you said, so Imran Khan is working out of desperation because he knows that that there is no way to keep the country together. So I think in the last program you mentioned about Zia-ul Haq, and in that program you had also mentioned that how he introduced Islamization of the country. So now today the whole country is sold that Kashmir is theirs, and today now the Pakistan is in a situation right now where in 9 months, this is my prediction based on some other analyst prediction, in 9 months POK will be India's, and he knows that if POK becomes India, it's a disintegration of Pakistan. So what Imran Khan is watching is the total country getting divided into multiple sections, and many of them may merge with India. So that's what he's seeing, and that's why that's a desperation. And the whole world principally has agreed. Now there is a tacit agreement between India, Russia, and other world countries that the Pakistan as a university of terror needs to go.
Well, that's a strong statement you're making, Aditya. I'm not sure if India would be willing to accept any of the states to join them. They can probably have some sort of a defense treaty where India will be responsible for the newer country's defense. At the same time, they would have to rule themselves and stay and make sure that the law of the land is honored just as much as it is in India. India has its warts, but it's still much better than what we are seeing. Just the recent thing about one minor kid saying that his Hindu teacher said something that was blasphemous, and then the whole village and the town outrages and sin. This is just not on. It's a law and order problem. If that's and it has to be dealt with as is. You can't just go and take any excuse and go and attack the minorities there. This is just not on. So Aditya, moving forward, what do you make of the drone attack on Saudi Arabia's oil Aramco oil installations. Do you think this would disrupt the crude supplies and send crude prices going up, or what does your what do your friends say about the disruption? Is it temporary that it will come back on right away?
Yeah, Saudi has a huge oil production facilities. And in any case, they only export 30% of what they produce. So all their refineries usually work at 30 to 40% of their capacity. So I don't think so they will have a much problem because they have enough bandwidth on the refinery side. Now, who did the attack? That's the important question here. Now, if the Houthi rebels, as they claim, did the attack, then Iran is directly complicit, and United States has directly given them warning. And so this is a classical. Now one thing I would like to add here is that Muslim Brotherhood is working against all the nation states within the Islamic countries. Now they're working against Saudi family, they're working against UAE, they're working against Oman, they're working against all of these states which are run by a family. And that's what is making things complex for these countries, that these for these countries, because they're all facing combined opposition from Muslim Brotherhood. Now in the event of in our last discussion, we had pointed out that the oil from Libya is being sold mixed with other countries' oils, including Saudi's oils. Now, not mixed exactly what I say, but I'm saying that in the same supply chain, the tankers and other things are going out. Now, the biggest challenge for the Islamic countries, and they have identified India as their friend. Saudi, UAE, and Oman, Bahrain, these are the countries who have identified India as their friend. They also now regard Israel as their friend as well, because they have seen that Muslims are safe in Israel, Muslims are safe in India, and now they are also trying to open up to Russia. But the geopolitics here will end in Syria, because Syria is where the main politics is being played in the Middle East. Everyone wants to get a pie of Syria, because the pie of Syria gives them access to oil as well as gas fields across Iran. So it needs to be seen that what happens to Syria, whether Russians are going to claim it claim it down, because in Syria the again the Islamic terrorism has taken away many of the parts again. So that's a problem right there.
Well, Syria itself does not have any oil deposits, does it? So why then is it critical?
No, it does have, because when you see the Russian campaign against Syria, then on the eastern side of Syria, near the Kurdistan and other areas, there are huge oil wells were there, which ISIS had burned them, and ISIS was getting their funding there. So ISIS is recruiting in Pakistan to disrupt Afghanistan and get its manpower for the rest of the world, and they use Syria as their funding source nowadays, including Qatar and Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood doesn't like ISIS. They don't like each other. So Muslim Brotherhood is trying to infiltrate, or ISIS is trying to infiltrate. We don't know exactly how it's going to play out. We'll see and wait and watch on that side.
There are wheels within wheels, isn't it? We will discuss these things in the episodes to come. But thank you very much, Aditya, to take time out of your busy schedule to join this hangout. Thank you very much.